Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news of this evening, 6 die in Florida crash. Victims are said to be Jamaicans. 6 people, including 3 children, were killed in a ferry crash in Osceola County, Florida on Saturday. The deceased are reportedly Jamaican. According to a Fox 35 report, the collision involved a 2024 Hyundai Tucson traveling westbound and a 2011 semi-truck with a trailer heading eastbound. It is reported that the driver of the Hyundai was trying to overtake several vehicles when he lost the control of his vehicle and struck the front of the oncoming semi-truck, resulting in a ferry collision that engulfed both vehicles in flames. The impact caused the Hyundai to trap its occupants inside the burning vehicle, the report said. All 6 individuals were reportedly pronounced dead at the scene. The semi-truck driver sustained minor injuries and was transported to the Indian River Hospital for treatment. Darliston left in shock following abduction of businessman. The normally quiet community of Darliston in Westmoreland was left tense and in shock following the alleged abduction of a well-known businessman at a gunpoint in the area on Tuesday. The businessman has been identified as Gavin Myers, who has been operating a car mart in Darliston for more than half a decade. Reports are that Myers received a call from someone who allegedly wanted to do business. However, Myers was ambushed when he arrived at his place of business. Reports indicate that sometime around 6:30 a.m., Myers was standing by his Audi vehicle on the main road while an employee opened the gate to the property. It was at this moment that the businessman was approached by gunmen who forced him into a vehicle. They reportedly fired a shot in the air before speeding away with their victim. When the news visited the scene, most of the people who knew him were afraid to speak and identified themselves. They say that they do not know whether the incident was carried out by the police or by gunmen. One woman who knew him was in a state of shock when the news caught up with her, among others. "We're just sitting here, contemplating and hoping for the best," stated a woman. A man who also knew Myers said that he was someone who would support community events. He said the incident on Tuesday was not the norm in the community. The search by the security forces for the businessman and his abductors continues. Search resumes for boy washed away in Westmoreland drain. Search and rescue efforts continued Tuesday for 11-year-old Desroy Smith Jr., a 5th grade student of New Hope Primary and Junior School, who was washed away by swift waters during heavy rains Monday afternoon. The tragic incident occurred about 2:30 p.m. when Desroy attempted to cross a flooded drain near the school compound. Reports indicate that he slipped and fell into the swift-moving water, which emptied directly into the Caribbean Sea. Efforts by classmates and a nearby ice cream vendor to rescue him proved unsuccessful. On Monday afternoon, the Westmoreland Fire Department was on site with a truck and a crew prepared to assist with the CPR and the land-based recovery if necessary. Acting Superintendent Asif Burgess told the news that the Jamaica Defense Force Air Wing had deployed a helicopter to conduct aerial sea searches, while the Jamaica Fire Brigade remained on standby. Information we received from another firefighter in the community was that a child had gone missing in swift waters leading to the sea, Burgess explained. "We got here about 4:45 p.m. A pumper truck had already arrived and I took charge of the scene when I arrived at 5 p.m. While the fire brigade remains present for land-based support, the marine area would be managed by the Coast Guard or the JDF. The Coast Guard arrived at approximately 6 p.m., but the search had to be called off an hour later due to poor lighting conditions. The incident has left the White House community in mourning. A female resident who did not wish to be identified by name said Desroy Smith Sr. lost another son last September in a diving accident. "This a go hard for him," she shared, September coming will make 1 year since him losing big son. Me call him but can't get him. But me hear say him dip on the sea helping with the search. Shortly after the young boy was swept away, the teacher told the news, "I'm trembling as I speak to you. They should have been inside waiting to be dismissed, but they tried to leave through the fence. We're heartbroken and hoping for the best." The entire community is on the seaside. However, some community members have expressed their frustration at the school's security protocols, with some alleging that the gate was locked and the children attempted an alternate route through a hole in the fence. One eyewitness said the boy slipped while trying to cross the drain and was pulled away by the force of the water. "The force where the water come down with drag him off the side and I saw him wash away," the witness stated, "and nobody's fault." A female student reportedly warned Desroy not to go, but he allegedly ignored her pleas. Counsel for the White House Division, Michael Jackson, described the event as a heartbreaking tragedy. "It's an unfortunate situation during the heavy rains," he said Monday afternoon. "The community is mourning the loss of the grade 5 student. Words cannot describe the grief, but we are unified in support of the family. The rescue team is searching diligently." The child's mother and the sister were both rushed for medical attention due to shock and distress. The family had recently buried another relative less than 2 weeks ago, compounding the tragedy. Despite the heartbreak, the fishing village community displayed unity as residents equipped themselves and joined the search, diving into the waters in hopes of recovery. With continued rainfall affecting the western region, the flooded drain that flows directly into the sea presents a major challenge for rescue efforts. Authorities say Desroy could have been carried in either direction along the coastline, making the search area wide and difficult to navigate. St. Andrew South Police list 5 wanted men. The St. Andrew South Police have released the names of 5 men who they say are wanted for serious crimes in the division. 3 of the men are wanted for murder and 2 for murder and shooting. 40-year-old Courtney Ashley of 12 Abbey Close, Lee's Flats, Red Hill, St. Andrew is wanted for murder and shooting in 3 incidents, including a double murder and a triple murder. Ashley is known by the aliases Ashley Orlando Williams, Bloodstain and Biggs, and a frequent Linstead St. Catherine and Aki Walker St. Andrew. The police say he is suspected of shooting and wounding 3 other people during the incident. He is also being sought for shooting with intent in an incident involving a police patrol unit. Another suspect, 20-year-old Andre Brown, otherwise called Biggs, of Fitzgerald Avenue, Kingston 13, is wanted for murder and shooting in connection with the deaths of 2 men. The St. Andrew South Police are also seeking Anthony Reynolds, also called the Son of Marlborough Avenue in New Haven, Kingston 20, who is wanted for the murder of 5-year-old Denise Salmon. The child was reportedly killed on October 7, 2021 during a gun battle between rival gangs in Doheny Park. Rounding up the list is 45-year-old Derek Johnson, also called Bush, of 7th Street in Greenwich Town, Kingston 13, who is wanted for murder, and Jermaine Richards, also called Richie, of a Penn Road address, who is also wanted for murder. Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.